Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you guys. If you've been following my channel, you probably have noticed that I haven't posted in like 2 weeks or so, give or take 2 weeks. There's a couple of reasons for that. If you don't follow my Twitter, you probably don't know, or I don't know. I forgot if I have told it in the last few videos, but yeah, here's the reason. I am currently away. I am not in my usual recording place, but I do have my recording set up here. It is a bit janky for now, and the reason why I wasn't able to post new videos the last few weeks is because I'm here attending my grandfather's funeral. He died on December 9th. So yeah, my family is currently in our province for his basically for his funeral. And then the unfortunate thing happened that Typhoon Odette, or Typhoon Rai, just so happened to plow through my hometown. Our house back in Cebu is pretty much, well, it's intact, but I doubt that the insides will be as intact as it looks on the outside, even though the outside doesn't even look remotely intact. I'll be showing a couple of photos that I received from our neighbors here, so you guys can kind of see the damage. What else? Yeah, I've pre-recorded only once here in my grandparents' place. It was a bit janky though, so please bear with it for now. It's probably the first 3 videos that you're gonna see this new year. I'm not sure if I explained it there that why I'm here. So yeah, that's the reason why there's a change of scenery in the next couple of videos. I wasn't able to record one again because we were busy tending to the funeral needs, and the power is kind of janky here as well. Since this is the province, it's very unstable. In 2022, I will try to, after the New Year's, I will try to, how do you call this? Record more videos so that I can continue to upload until basically I get back to my hometown. I'm not sure when that is. As of right now, it doesn't look like there's still any power there yet. So no power, no running water, at least in my house, and also no internet. So I'll be stuck here for the next few weeks, and I'm gonna record as much as I can here. So yeah, that's the second thing. I was planning on making a short video just like this one for Christmas, but like I said, if you haven't been following my Twitter posts, I was sent to the hospital for a couple of days, and that included Christmas. Basically, what the doctor said is that I had some muscle weakness. So it affected both my legs and my left arm, and then a couple of fingers are involuntarily seizing up. So yeah, I was basically paralyzed 3/4 of my body. So I can't move, which means I can't make videos. Yeah, after that it was just downhill from there. I was planning on recording a couple of videos after I was discharged, but then they ended up giving me so many meds that I just end up getting very, very tired at the end of the day, which is when I usually record. And aside from that, some of the drugs is lowering my glucose levels, which increases my blood pressure, and subsequently gives me what we like to call Dr. Strange hands. It's basically when my hand involuntarily seizes up and goes like this. Yeah. Yeah, so no, that's not any gang signs. That was a medical condition. But yeah, that's just a quick update. You'll probably be seeing this in a TierZoo video, since that's the ones that gets the most views, and I just want everyone, especially those who are subscribed, to know what's going on. In line with that, I will do my best to keep on making new videos starting well, basically after New Year's, I guess. Again, Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope you had a wonderful 2021, as funny as that sounds, and I hope that you have a wonderful 2022 as well. See ya, guys. Enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm ImBumi, and today we are watching Our Hodes OP by TierZoo. Yes, this one was suggested by Damon Dorhoff over here. And yeah, Our Hodes or OP, well, it depends on who has them. The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to horns are, let's see, goddammit, I'm blanking out. Goats have horns, some of them have little horns. Bulls have horns. Locally, we have the Calabao. Those have horns. And let's see, Ibex has horns. I'm not sure if they are still around or not, but I think a species of Ibex has gone extinct, but not the Ibex itself. Regardless, yeah, it just depends. A lot of the horned, well, creatures that I can recall at the top of my head right now don't actually use their horns. They mostly use their heads. Rhinos has horns. Let's see. Yeah, I'm really blanking out on which ones have horns, so let's just check this out, I guess. So remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like, let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, let's go ahead and watch the video. There we go. Both.
Players have a wide selection of equipment to choose from when speccing their character. Teeth, claws, stingers, spikes, each weapon has distinct advantages and disadvantages in combat. Some, like teeth, are better at dealing damage but offer less range and require the user take a significant risk committing to an attack attempt. Claws are a good middle ground, offering solid damage but allowing the user to keep their vitals at least a little bit further away from counterattack range. On the other end of the spectrum is what I'd like to discuss in today's video: horns and antlers.
Oh, okay, I didn't know we were gonna be talking about antlers.
Excluding things like projectiles, skull-based weapons have by far
the
furthest reach in the game.
Moose.
This makes them excellent defensive weapons, as it gives players a large threat range that an approaching player needs to find a way to get through in order to connect with their own attack. Against a player with powerful horns or large antlers, messing up your approach and getting counterattacked can spell disaster, since these attacks can deal devastating damage when they connect.
Oof.
However, actually connecting with a strike isn't always easy for players who spec into this trait. Since skull projections can be quite heavy and cumbersome, swinging them can be quite slow and risky in and of itself. Because if the attack is dodged by an aggressive opponent, you might be left wide open to getting rushed down and taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, most of the horns are really small on those that primarily use them, so it is a bit hard to be able to use them effectively, especially if you miss, like TierZoo said.
So today I'd like to delve deeper into the advantages and disadvantages that come with equipping skull weapons to your character, and discuss some examples of good and bad usage of this perk. The two main types of skull weapons are horns and antlers. Horns are permanent and usually equipable to both sexes, whereas antlers are grown and shed each year, and usually a perk exclusive to male characters. Players in the Servid faction have exclusive access to antlers, while horns can be equipped to a wide variety of character types and have the major advantage of being permanent. Large antlers are useful for resource competition against other players, and occasionally to deter predators, but really their primary function is tied to the reproduction questline. Part of the Servid questline is that in order to complete the mating quest, male characters need to become party leader, and in order to achieve the rank of party leader, a Servid must duel against other male Servid characters and defeat them. Antlers allow these players to duel in a way that tests their strength while still remaining mostly non-lethal, as these players don't actually want to team kill their own party members. As far as combat abilities go, antlers probably aren't the most optimal choice. They weigh the user down quite a bit, make it more difficult to move through dense forest, and the enormous amount of energy it takes to shed and regrow them on a regular basis makes them a handicap rather than a perk. They don't have many secondary uses either. They can be used to dig with, but there's no upside to using antlers to dig rather than your feet. In short, antlers are a flex, the kind players can really only get away with when they're already doing quite well and have resources to spare. And even then, antlers...
Why did that just fall off like that? Is that normal? Or was it after a battle that he got damaged and just kind of fell off when it was jumping?
Users tend to ditch the trait as soon as the window to complete the mating quest line closes for the year. Horns, on the other hand, can be used to great effect against...
Oh, okay, so they're basically ditching it and waiting for the horns or antlers to regrow onto the next mating cycle.
A wider variety of opponents. Large horns can deal devastating piercing damage and can also be used to inflict knockback, destabilizing even the most aggressive players and creating an opening for a deadly strike to connect.
He got some
However, they're really
airtime
only
right there.
useful in 1v1 combat, since a group of attackers can easily overwhelm a horn user from multiple directions at once, and prevent them from connecting a strike. So it's important to balance your character with other traits like bulk or speed to help compensate for this weakness. Skull weapons were added to the game's equipment roster during the late Tetrapod expansion, possibly serving to facilitate party member recognition and later being co-opted for defensive purposes. While data miners are unsure whether early horn users like the Triceratops build had horn attacks as an integral part of their combat movesets, players in the current meta employ a wide variety of strategies to get the most out of their equipment. Tank builds like the Rhinoceros tend to use horns primarily for the knockback effect in 1v1 matchups, though they're capable of inflicting lethal piercing damage as well.
Damn!
More agile builds like the Wildebeest and Cape Buffalo coordinate team defenses against predators that employ both horn and kick attacks, and have a high critical hit ratio due to the sharpness of their horns. Some animals with skull weapons favor other types
Imagine getting pierced by something that sharp. Ugh.
of attacks, using their long legs as the primary line of defense against predators, and mostly use their skull mods to fight against others of the same build type.
Oh yeah, that's right. Those little stubs that giraffes have, they're still considered horns. That's interesting.
Powerful and impressive as horns are, their overall contribution to the viability of a character is less than you might expect, especially in terms of how vital they are to a player's game plan for dealing with predator attacks. Most horn users spend a ton of evolution points on their base speed stat to avoid confrontation with more powerful players in the first place, meaning that heavy skull equipment actually impedes this strategy rather than synergizing with it. Horn attacks tend to be employed as a last resort with varying degrees of success, since their base accuracy is so low. Horns lose their value in combat if the player's head is immobilized. So to use this perk effectively, the build should have a high base stamina and access to a variety of other attacks that can counter a grappling opponent. Since most animals with horns and antlers defend themselves more effectively with their feet, there are plenty of examples of similar builds like zebras and camels that are equally viable without horns equipped at all. However, in builds like rhinos that spec into bulk instead of speed, horns are fundamental to their combat strategy, and viability suffers significantly if their horns are damaged. When equipping your character, it's important to consider both your own character's stats and the types of attackers you're likely to encounter before you decide to spec into an expensive skull weapon. For example, if the primary threat in your server is a build from the Panthera faction, horns might not be the most optimal choice, since a big cat's primary objective is to land a critical strike on the opponent's neck. So you may be better off investing in more forceful kicks that can be used while keeping your head out of reach. But if the meta is more centralized around canine builds, front-facing weaponry may be the better option, since canines tend to target their prey's rear and get kills via bleed damage. The most viable horn users are well-rounded with respect to speed, bulk, and overall combat movesets, but most importantly, they spec their characters to be best equipped to counter the most dangerous threats in the current meta. Now, since the best insight into the metagame can be found in books, gaining the knowledge necessary to be properly equipped can be tough, especially if your character's eyesight or concentration stats aren't the best. But the good news is, in an effort to make eyesight a less overpowered ability, the devs have started introducing more benefits to players that spec into auditory abilities. One of which is the advent of the audiobook. Audiobooks are an amazing way to optimize your efficiency, allowing you to gain XP in another skill while also increasing your knowledge stat passively. Where can you get access to these overpowered gains? The answer is Audible, the sponsor of today's video.
Alright, let's see. Let's get the link. Alright, here you go, guys. If you want to get an audiobook for yourself, go to audible.com/TierZoo or text TierZoo to 500 and you get the deal that's shown on screen right now, 60% off for your first 3 months. And yeah, very interesting video as usual by TierZoo. Horned weapons are, like he said, it can vary from player to player. It's not always effective on most situations, and even then, there are still a lot of counters to it. So I don't know. Me personally, I probably wouldn't go for the horns, even if I get the sharp ones. TierZoo did mention that it's probably more advantageous to just put your evolution points on your mobility and just run away from your predators. Yeah, not a lot of players know or accept that running away is a good strategy, and it will keep you alive for a majority of the time. So hey, if it works, don't fix it, right? Um, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Link to Twitter is down in the description below. Go and check it out if you want to. And if you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what you should check out next. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!